Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, remember to hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. Today we will explore a powerful concept that has the potential to transform your life in unimaginable ways. This idea is simple yet profound, and it revolves around the power of small, consistent changes. Imagine a giant wheel. At first, it's difficult to move, but with each small push, it starts to turn. And as you continue to push, even with the same amount of effort, the wheel begins to spin faster and faster. This is the power of inertia, and it's a perfect metaphor for the power of small steps in our lives. Just like the wheel, making changes in our lives can be difficult. It may seem daunting to make significant changes all at once, but what if we start small? What if we take one tiny step at a time? The beauty of this approach is that it allows us to start anywhere, at any time, no matter how insignificant the step may seem. Think about it. If you were to improve just 1% each day, by the end of the year, you would be 37 times better than when you started. That's the extraordinary effect of compounding small steps. But to harness this power, two elements are crucial: consistency and patience. Consistency is about taking that small step every single day, no matter how small. Patience, on the other hand, is about trusting the process, knowing that these small steps will eventually lead to big changes. It's like planting a seed. You water it every day, not expecting it to sprout overnight. But with time and consistent care, it grows into a strong, sturdy tree. Similarly, your small, consistent steps will eventually blossom into the changes you desire. So, are you ready to take these small steps and make a big change in your life? Let's dive in. Recognize the status quo. This is where you currently stand in your journey. Now, what does recognizing the status quo mean? It's about acknowledging and understanding your current situation. It's about looking at your life with a clear, unbiased lens and asking yourself, where am I right now? This is not about judgment or self-criticism, but about honest reflection. It's about identifying your current habits, routines, and patterns, your strengths and weaknesses, your desires and your fears. Understanding your current situation can be compared to standing at the trailhead of a hike. You need to know where you are before you can determine the path to your destination. It's like reading a map. You need to find that "you are here" marker before you can plot your course. So why is this awareness so crucial? It's simple. You cannot change what you do not acknowledge. If you're unaware of your habits, how can you modify them? If you're oblivious to your patterns, how can you break them? If you're blind to your strengths, how can you utilize them? And if you're ignorant of your weaknesses, how can you overcome them? Acknowledging the status quo is about gaining clarity. It's about shining a light on the aspects of your life that you want to change, but also those that you want to preserve. It's about understanding that while certain parts of your life may need improvement, others serve you well and should be nurtured and maintained. Remember, change is not about becoming a completely different person. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. And to become the best version of yourself, you need to know who you are right now. This is not a one-time exercise. As you continue on your journey, you'll need to revisit the status quo, reassess your situation, and adjust your course as necessary. But for now, just start. Take a good, hard look at your life. Be honest with yourself. Be brave. Be kind. Understanding your current situation is the first step towards making positive changes. Now that you recognize where you are, it's time to make a decision. It's time to choose a direction, a goal, a destination. This decision is not about right or wrong. It's about choosing to take control, to be active in shaping your own life. Making a decision might seem like a small step, but it's a pivotal one. It's the first step out of the realm of thoughts and ideas and into the world of action. It's the birthplace of commitment. It's the moment you say to yourself, "This is what I want, and I am going to pursue it." But beware, this decision is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process, an ongoing commitment. It's waking up each day and choosing your path anew, recommitting to your course, even when the winds of life blow fiercely against you. Why is this decision so important? Because it's the spark that ignites the engine of transformation. It's the driving force that propels you forward. Without it, there's no momentum, no movement. With it, there's energy, direction, purpose. Take a moment to imagine a ship on the open sea. Without a destination in mind, it roams aimlessly, carried hither and thither by the winds and currents. But with a firm decision, a chosen destination, it cuts through the waves with purpose, navigating the seas with resolve. That's the power of decision. But remember, this decision is not a prison. It's not about boxing yourself in. It's about giving yourself a direction, a focus. It's about harnessing the power of your will and your intention. It's about saying, this is the path I choose, and I am committed to walking it, come what may. So make that decision. Choose your destination, commit to your path, and then prepare for the journey ahead. It won't always be easy. There will be challenges, obstacles, setbacks, but with a firm decision, you'll have the strength to overcome them, to keep moving forward. Remember, a firm decision is the foundation of all achievements. It's the first step on the path to transformation. So take that step, make that decision, and watch as your life begins to change, one tiny step at a time. With the decision made, it's time to take action. Let's consider for a moment that life is a grand theater, and we are all actors performing our roles. And just like in theater, in life, action is where the magic happens. It's where the rubber meets the road, where dreams are translated into reality. It's the bridge between our decision and the ultimate transformation. But let's be honest, taking action is not always easy. It's like trying to move a stationary train. It's difficult to get it moving at first, but once it starts, it gains momentum and becomes easier to keep it moving. So how do we get our train moving? How do we start taking action? The answer lies in the power of small steps. You see, we often underestimate the power of a tiny step, a small action, a single decision. We think we need to make a massive leap to see significant results. But that's not the case. Imagine a ship sailing in the ocean. If the captain adjusts the ship's course by just 1 degree, it might not seem like much in the short term. But over a long journey, that 1 degree can lead the ship to an entirely different destination. That's the power of a small adjustment, a small action. So let's think small. Let's break down our big goal into smaller, manageable tasks. Let's focus on taking one tiny step at a time. It could be as simple as deciding to wake up 10 minutes earlier than usual, or choosing to eat one healthy meal a day. These small actions, when performed consistently, can lead to big results over time. By taking action, we set in motion the process of change. We start to create new habits, new routines, and as we keep taking these small steps, we start to gain momentum. We start to see progress. We start to build confidence. And before we know it, we're not just taking action, we're living the change. However, it's also important to remember that action without consistency is like a car without fuel. It won't get you far. Consistency is the key to long-term change. It's the ingredient that turns our small actions into a powerful force for change. So let's make a commitment to not only take action, but to be consistent in our actions. Let's make a pact to keep moving, no matter how small the steps may be. Let's embrace the power of small actions and let them lead us to our desired transformation. Remember, it's not the size of the step that matters, but the direction. As long as we're moving in the right direction, no step is too small. No action is insignificant. Every action counts. Every step matters. It's through action that we start to see the fruits of our decision. So let's start moving. Let's start taking action. Let's start changing our lives, one tiny step at a time. As you start taking action, you will undoubtedly face challenges. This is a universal truth. But these challenges, they're not meant to stop you in your tracks. They're there to test you, to push you, and ultimately, to help you grow. Now let's take a look at some of the most common challenges you might encounter on your journey to self-improvement. One of the first hurdles you might find is resistance to change. We humans are creatures of habit. We like our routines, our comfort zones. But remember, growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. Try to see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become a better version of yourself. Next up, fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, even fear of success. Fear is a powerful emotion that can paralyze us if we let it. But the key is not to let it. Embrace your fear. Face it head on. Use it as fuel to drive you forward. Remember, every successful person has failed numerous times before they succeeded. It's through failure that we learn our most valuable lessons. Then there's procrastination. It's easy to put things off, to say, I'll start tomorrow or I'll do it when I have more time. But the truth is, there's never a perfect time. The best time to start is now. And remember, you don't have to do it all at once. Small, consistent steps can lead to big changes over time. You might also encounter naysayers, people who doubt your ability to change, who try to pull you back into your old habits. Don't let them deter you. Stay focused on your goals and surround yourself with positive, supportive people who believe in you and your ability to change. Lastly, you might face the challenge of losing motivation. This is common, especially when the results aren't coming as quickly as you'd like. But remember, progress is progress, no matter how small. Celebrate every victory, every tiny step you take towards your goal, and remind yourself why you started this journey in the first place. Your why is your most powerful motivator. So yes, you will face challenges, but these challenges are not roadblocks. They are stepping stones. They are opportunities for growth and learning. They are chances to prove to yourself just how strong and capable you really are. And remember, it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. So embrace the challenges, learn from them, grow from them, because it's through overcoming these challenges that you truly change, that you truly become the best version of yourself. Remember, challenges are not meant to break you, but to make you. So take that next tiny step, face that next challenge, and keep moving forward on your journey to self-improvement. You've got this. Over time, as you persevere through the challenges, you will start to see a transformation. This transformation is not a sudden, dramatic shift. It's not a Hollywood-style montage where everything changes in a flash. No, this transformation is gradual, almost imperceptible. It's like the hands of a clock, moving so slowly that you can't see them move, but give it enough time, and they'll have circled the entire face. The power of small steps lies in their consistency and accumulation. A single step might not seem like much, but when you take that same step every day, it adds up. It's the snowflake that triggers the avalanche, the drop of water that eventually carves a canyon. Perseverance is the key to this transformation. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results. But remember, change often happens below the surface, unseen until it bursts forth in full bloom. It's like planting a seed. You water it and care for it, but for a while, nothing happens. Then one day, a tiny green shoot pushes through the soil. That's your transformation starting to show. Patience is also crucial. We live in a world where we want instant results, but real, lasting change doesn't work that way. It takes time, persistence, and a lot of patience, but the reward is worth the wait. Imagine a sculpture. It starts as a block of stone. The sculptor chips away at it, bit by bit. Each strike of the chisel might not seem like it's doing much, but over time, those tiny chips and chunks add up, and the stone begins to take shape. That's what happens when you make small, consistent changes in your life. In the end, it's not about the big, dramatic leaps. It's about the tiny, consistent steps. Each one might not seem like much on its own, but together they add up to something amazing. They lead to a transformation that is profound and lasting. It's the small, consistent steps that lead to a big transformation. Let's revisit the power of small steps. We've journeyed through the status quo, where we realized the need for change, the decision point where we chose to embrace transformation, the action where we took our first small steps, and the challenges we faced on our journey. We then saw the transformation, the tangible results of our small but consistent steps. We learned that change doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process, like a seed slowly sprouting, growing, and blossoming into a beautiful flower. We also learned that the power of small steps lies in their consistency. It's not about making one big leap, but about taking many small steps consistently over time. Remember, it's the small, consistent steps that lead to a big change. So start taking these steps today. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. Until next time, keep taking those small steps towards your big goals.